Hi guys, BikerKaz here. Now today I'm on this very beautiful, I'm sure you will agree, Norton Commando 961 SP, which I very kindly have on loan from Norton Motorcycles. It's very cold, it's very wet, but we're going to go for a ride and I'm going to take you guys along with me so you can see what it's like to ride. So come on, get your kit on, let's go. Hi guys. Thank you for joining me on my ride. I'm on the Norton Commando 961 SP, which I very kindly got on loan from Norton Motorcycles, for which I am very grateful. Now, I've had this bike about 10 days now. I love it. I want one in my garage. Absolutely taken to it. So nice to ride. If you're a fan of old school, you'll love it. I'm hoping the sound of the exhaust and the engine comes through, as well as the style and looks of the Norton. The exhaust, oh my god, the noise, it's so loud. It's fabulous. I love it. So it's a 961 air and oil cooled twin, and oh, I haven't tired of that noise. So it's got 76 bhp. But I know on paper that's probably not a lot when you look at a lot of the new bikes out there today. But do you know what? It's just perfect for this bike. It'll quite easily do a little over 70, should we say, for the sake of this being out there on the internet. Quite happily. I do get a bit of vibration about 65, 70. Other than that, I don't get any. I know a few people have said that they thought it was vibraty, or vibey. That's not what I'm experiencing. Oh my god, the sound. He's not going to love that. So I'm on a classic styled British bike, and I have the British weather to go with it. It's very kindly started raining. Yay! It's got the Dunlop Sport Max tyres on here, which actually they're alright. I've not used them before or had experience with them, but they seem to handle nicely, especially in the wet weather, of which I have had a lot. So this bike weighs 230 kilos, and I'd say it's a little bit top heavy. I find it incredibly hard to manoeuvre getting it out of the garage. I really do struggle. But the seat height is 8'10", so my feet are nicely planted on the floor. It's just a little bit hard to get the momentum going. But my husband, who is taller than me and heavier, doesn't have that problem. So, you know, it's all about your weight and your height. But yeah, he doesn't see what my problem is. Having said that, that would not put me off getting this bike. I will struggle to get it out the garage just so I can ride it. That's how much I love it. Absolutely taken with it. Oh, noise. So it's a 5-speed box on this. I thought I'd be looking for 6, but I don't really. It kind of doesn't need it, if that makes sense. Oh, listen to that. Oh, honestly, it's the perfect soundtrack. The twin exhausts just looks amazing. I will stop and give you an up close and personal look at the bike so you can see it in more detail. But the twin exhausts look lovely, sound glorious, and just really suit the style of the bike. It's got Brembo brakes. I wouldn't say they're the best. Not saying it's the actual make, it's just the brakes on this are not as I would expect on the new bike. Having said that, they do work and they do stop the bike. At slow speeds it tips into the corners as nicely as it does at higher speeds. Definitely prefers to be going that little bit quicker, which is absolutely fine. Olin suspension and upside down forks. Oh, I know that this is a new bike, obviously, but I would describe this as a re-engineered classic bike, if that makes sense. They have done an amazing job at keeping this as traditional as possible, whilst making it with all like the mod cons, so the brakes, the Olins, electric start, etc. Doesn't have any modes, so you haven't got any of your rain, road, sport. It's got twin clocks and a little digital display where you can see the clock, time, and your mileage and your trip meter. That's it. Which for me is absolutely perfect. It's just you and the bike. So comfortable to ride. Really nice riding position. It just feels nice. Bike is from 17,000, which I know is a chunk of money, but when you compare it to other bikes out there, is it? And it is really nice put together, real quality. You can tell just by looking at it the workmanship that's gone into it, the engineering. I will show you in there up close and personal, but some amazing bit of kits on here, nicely put together. It feels nice. thinking of putting a nose fairing on. I think mainly because you need it for the wind protection. I'm suffering a little bit from that, but also I think it would look nice. But when parked up and discussing it with other people, they weren't very keen on that idea. But obviously it's personal choice. And I might consider bar end mirrors as well, although there's nothing actually wrong with these mirrors in that they do work perfectly, and they don't vibrate, which is good, so the view is clear, which is good, always useful. I just think it would look nicer. Personal choice, of course. And I like the seat cowl on it. I don't take pillions, so the seat cowl for me would be perfect. Oh my god. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by that, don't I? And honestly, it's such a talking point, this bike. Has so many people coming up to you when you're parked up, just to look at it, talk about it, share their memories of them having a Norton, or their dad, or their granddad. Somebody you know has had a Norton at some point, and it's just steeped in heritage, the name and the bike. This was first produced in 1967, and it's been re-engineered, and I love it, absolutely love it. Oh, see, it's got poke. It'll go. It's no slouch. Oh, honestly, I can't stop riding this bike, and it's so pretty to look at. I think Norton have got it spot on with the Commando. Thank you for joining me on my ride today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you've got any questions about the Norton, please just ask, and I will do my best to answer. And if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. I do appreciate your support. So I believe there is a cuppa around here, so I'm going to stop, find a cuppa, and I will catch you guys later. See ya! Hi guys, so I stopped on my ride out as promised to give you an up close and personal look of this very beautiful Norton Commando 961 SP. I have to say straight away, I am so taken with this bike. I've had it for nearly 2 weeks now, and I definitely want one in my garage. Got to say that. So it's a 961 air and oil cooled engine, pushing out 76 bhp. Now I know in the great scheme of things with a lot of the modern bikes out there, it's probably not a lot, but actually it is enough for this bike. It's good, it performs, it's got a lot of grunt. Kick it down a gear, overtake, no problem. So don't be put off by that at all. So it's got Öhlins front and rear, shocks and Brembo brakes as well. I have to say the brakes aren't the best, but I'm not sure if that's because they need adjusting perhaps, or bleeding or something, but they do stop. Now, sure, if you look sort of up close, you'll see the detail that's gone into the engineering here. Oh, it's just lovely. Just keep looking at it. Every time I look at it, I see something else. Just really nicely done. The Norton here, very nice on the casing. Excuse the state of the bike. It's very wet today. So both the bike and I have got very wet and very dirty. Now, I know it's a new bike, but I would say, because this was first brought out in 1967, I would say it's a re-engineered classic bike rather than a new bike, if that makes sense. It just feels like riding an old classic bike, but with modern brakes, modern suspension. You've got the electric start, of course, and you've got the lovely twin clocks here, which are very in keeping with the style of the bike. If I just turn it on here, you will see you've got a little analog screen here. Very simple. There's no modes. You've got no road, rain and sport. So at the moment I've got the trip on. So you press that one to change to the time, that one to the volts, and then that one to the overall mileage. So I keep it on trip because it hasn't got a fuel gauge, and I need to know how much fuel to put in. And that's it. That's all you've got on here. And it's just perfect. It's just you and the bike. You're riding it. You decide how you want it to be ridden. I love it. It's so old school. I love the little attention to details. You've got the Norton here on the seat. I like the seat cowl. I think it's a very pretty bike. Every time I'm parked up on it, it draws a crowd. People have had one. They know someone that's had one, their dad, their granddad, their brother, and they've just got memories about them. It's really nice. It's a really good drawing point for people. And that's the other thing that draws me to it as well, the fact that it's just so lovely and it's the heritage that goes with it. Really nice. Now I'm sure that you would have noticed here the twin pipes. They are just gorgeous. Now these are the standard pipes on here, so I'm just going to start it up for you. This is my favourite bit, to be honest. So oh my god, that is so good, so good. I'm addicted to that sound. Really nice. So it's got an 810mm seat height, which you'll see my feet nicely planted on the floor, and it weighs about 230. I know that's not a lot in the great scheme of things as well, but I do find it difficult to manoeuvre out in the garage. It's a little bit top heavy. Riding it, not a problem. But I really like this. I'm really taken with it, and I really don't want it to go back. So there you go. There's your up close and personal look. If you've got any questions at all, just leave a comment and I will do my best to find out the answer for you. But if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. I really do appreciate your support. Don't forget to check out my website, bikerkaz.com, and I will catch up with you guys soon. See ya.